correlation to what you were saying in your assessment, right? Staying on your back leg a little bit longer, yes, but that's like a super broad term. So we'll break it down, dude. All right. So when you lift your leg, you actually do a really good job. It looks like you're an athletic dude. You do a good job of creating a little bit of momentum forward, right? You do a good job of keeping that ankle pretty sturdy, that foot sturdy. Now, the goal of the drive leg, as soon as you descend from the peak of your leg lift, right? So this is kind of what I teach about the drive leg. The goal should now be, can we stabilize the incoming energy from this peak leg lift, right? Because as soon as we come down, we drop into that drive, there's going to be force, energy, weight, whatever you want to call it, to stabilize. While we're stabilizing that energy coming down from leg lift, that's also going to allow us to then produce energy to the ground, right? You hear ground force production. That's what that means. We're trying to produce ground energy and then get that kinetic energy up through the chain as soon as we anchor down and throw the ball out through the fingertips, right? The thing that I see with you is that when you descend from your leg lift, your knee cracks forward, which means you're not doing a great job of stabilizing that energy, therefore not doing a great job of producing a good amount of energy. Now, here's what I will say. You cracking that knee forward early is also allowing you to create more momentum, which I think a lot of your velocity is coming from, because you create so much acceleration down the mound. But we're also limiting our ability to produce and transfer energy and force, right? Which will add into power output. Okay. Now, I think this next thing is a byproduct, but what I would say with early hip extension. So you see, you get to hip extension kind of right there, and then it's more of a fall, boom, meaning like it's a jump to your front foot strike. So therefore, you're not taking that produced energy from the backside, even though it's minimal, and you're not able to fully transfer it to the front because it's a jump and it's not a rotate. This is the thing with hip rotation mechanics, right? I always say, like, you want to rotate, you don't want to push, right? Pushing gives you this early kind of hip extension, knee extension type thing, and it's giving you this energy going up, right? Even though your hips don't elevate a whole lot, it's going up and then it's landing, and now you're having a tough time, you said in the assessment, with the early trunk rotation, right? So another thing is what I talk about with like the pelvis. The pelvis should then rotate, it should store up like rotational energy. And I apologize if I'm using like bigger words, but again, the report will clear up a lot of this stuff and simplify a lot of this stuff. But with the pelvis, right, like, so like this region is, we want to maintain that posture until literally like frames before front foot strike, because what that does now is it builds up energy, right? That energy storage of like that rotational energy storage, right? So torque. And then at the last second, it snaps and then boom goes. So for you, you're jumping and then you see this front foot kind of like open and then just landing. That tells me that your pelvis is leaking open, which is leaking potential velocity.